Hello everyone, this is Dietitian Sanjana, and today I would like to talk on the most burning topic, obesity. So what exactly is obesity? Obesity is nothing but being more of weight than that of the normal, and obesity doesn't happen overnight. So it happens gradually over a period of time when we are following a bad diet and lifestyle. And Indians population, 5% of Indian population is obese, especially the South Indians, wherein our staple food is rice. So we eat tons and tons of rice, especially in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. So we eat a lot of rice and rice made products. So how do you categorize your weight, like if you are normal weight, overweight or obese? So we have two formulas for this. We have ideal body weight and we have body mass index, which is BMI. So ideal body weight is nothing but the weight which you have to be for your height. So for example, if you are 5'4", then your height in centimeters will be 160 centimeters. So the formula of ideal body weight is height in centimeters minus 100. So suppose if you are 5'4", as I said, 160 centimeters, so 160 minus 100, which is nothing but 60. So for height of 160 centimeters, your weight has to be 60. So this is nothing but the ideal body weight. And we have body mass index also. This is nothing but your weight in kgs by height in meter square. So with this BMI, we can know whether you are of a normal weight, overweight or obese. And the BMIs are classified into different classes, like 18.5 to 24.9, we consider them as normal. Above 24.9, that is 25 to 30, we consider them as overweight. And 30.1 to 34.9 is grade 1 obesity. Obesity have 3 grades. So 30.1 to 34.9 is grade 1 obesity. 35 to 39.9 is grade 2 obesity, and above 40 BMI is nothing but grade 3 obesity. So now we'll quickly move on to the causes of obesity. So the major cause of obesity is skipping the meals, which almost everyone does. So what happens when we skip the meals? So we eat in excess in the next meal without knowing. So especially don't skip your breakfast. Most of them skips breakfast. So that is the major meal per day, because you eat somewhere late night and until morning your stomach is empty. So never skip your breakfast, as breakfast is major meal. So if you don't have time to have breakfast, you can either have an apple or any other fruit with a boiled egg and a glass of milk, which would be sufficient for your breakfast. So the other reasons for gaining weight can be fast foods. So most of them eat fast foods, I guess. So fast foods are the main reasons for gaining weight nowadays. It can be fast food or junk food. So most of the fast food or the junk food which we eat are made up of maida. So maida won't be used by the body and it will be stored as such in the body as fat. So try to avoid these fast foods. It can be your burgers, pizzas, noodles and your bakery products, everything, ice creams and everything. All these things are junk foods with which we gain weight. So try to avoid this fast foods or junk foods. And the other reason for gaining weight can be eating in excess, having large meals at a time. So what happens when you eat in excess at a time? So whatever is required by the body will be used and rest all will be stored as fat in the body. So try not to eat in excess at once. And the other reasons for weight gain can also be physical activity, lack of physical activity. So when we don't do good amount of physical activity, we can put on weight. So try to go for some physical activity every day. And the other reasons for gaining weight can be genetics, that is from parents or grandparents, and it can be because of some medications like steroids. Using steroids can put us on weight. And the other reasons can be stress also. So when we are on stress, it releases cortisol, and there can be some hormonal imbalances, and some can eat in excess because of stress. So stress is also a major factor for gaining of weight. And the other reasons can be your lifestyle, the lifestyle which you are following, unhealthy lifestyle. So what happens when you don't have a good amount of energy balance? Energy balance is very much required for maintaining your weight. So what happens when there is an imbalance in your energy? So if your input is greater than your output, you gain weight. If your input is less than that of your output, that means input is low and output is high, then you lose your weight. So when there is a balance in input and output, then your weight will be stabilized. So what is this input and output? Input is nothing but the amount of food you feed your body, and output is nothing but physical activity. So when there is no balance in these both, you either put on your weight or you lose your weight. So there has to be an energy balance in your input and output. And nowadays we are listening about a lot of fad diets. So what are these fad diets? Do you have an idea about these fad diets? These fad diets are nothing but you lose your weight instantly and very easily when you follow them. But then when you stop following these fad diets, you put on your weight double. So do not go with these fad diets. So there are some examples for these fad diets, like your keto diets and taking pills for weight loss, and it can even be being only on liquids for a long period of time. These are all called as fad diets. Try to avoid these fad diets because there are many ill effects of these fad diets. So that can damage your immune system, and it can even damage your organs. See, you may not find these symptoms prior when you are following it or when you leave the diet, but later on you'll be suffering with these organ damages, or your immune system will be damaged further. So do not follow these fad diets. Instead, go with healthy diets for weight loss, which you can follow for life. So instead of going with these fad diets for weight loss, prefer losing your weight in a healthy way. Now coming to the general guidelines of the diet, try to follow particular meal times. So fix your meal times, maintain proper meal timings, and the next thing is avoid skipping the meals, as I have detailedly said what happens if you skip the meals, and have small and frequent meals instead of large meals at a time. So you can go with 3 major meals and some snacks in between if required, and include more of vegetables into diet. So what happens when you eat more of vegetables is all the vegetables and green leafies and fruits are good in fibers. So these fibers bind to the bad fat in the body, and that eliminates the fat from the body. And apart from this, it also helps in losing weight. So try to include more of vegetables into your diet. So it can be into salad form or into cooked forms. And include a cup of sprouts every day. So that can either be taken as such, or if you have some gastric issues or indigestion problems, you can have it in boiled forms. Try to include at least 1 cup of sprouts every day. It can be any time. You can have it in mid-morning snacks or evening snacks or any time. And have good amount of water. Even water is very much important for weight loss. So try to at least go with 4 to 5 liters of water per day. So if you cannot have plain water, you can make it as infused waters. So into a liter of water bottle, you can add a piece of lemon or some mint or 𝙬𝙬𝙧𝙚 into that. So that adds some flavor into the water and you can have it. And methods of cooking is also very much important. Do not go with fried, deep fried foods and all those. So whichever vegetable curries you are preferring, see to that it will be in gravy forms, and either steamed, boiled forms also can be preferred than going with fried foods. And oil per month per person is half liter. We do not suggest more of oil. So try to avoid these oily foods, junk food and all this, and oil should be kept up to only half liter per month per person. And exercise, which is very much important, physical activity of at least 30 to 45 minutes per day is very much important. So it can be any form of exercise. We'll go in detail about it later. So now coming to healthy choices in each food group. So we have different food groups. So how to choose healthily among those food groups. So firstly, coming to your cereals. Among cereals, we have rice, wheat, whole grains and everything. So among these cereals or carbohydrates, so prefer complex carbohydrates when compared to simple carbohydrates. So what are these complex or simple? I'll just say about it in a clear way. So complex carbohydrates are nothing but your whole grains, your wheat and whole grains, whichever are not hulled, whichever are not refined and all. Whereas your simple carbohydrates are like your sugars, jams, jellies, maida, refined flours. All these comes under simple. So avoid these simple carbohydrates. Instead go with complex carbohydrates, your whole grains, wheat, brown rice, you can prefer all these. Millets are also included. And now coming to proteins, which are very much important. So among proteins also we have healthy and unhealthy also. So all your dals, legumes and all can be included, and your lean meats can also be included, like your skinless chicken, fish and boiled eggs can also be included. And avoid red meats, which are your mutton, beef, or even your prawns, crabs are also high in cholesterol. So try to avoid these foods. And as I said, any curry only in gravy form, not to be fried. And next, coming to your fruits and vegetables. Among fruits and vegetables also we have two variations. Like among vegetables we have tubers, we have vegetables and we have green leafies. So you can include all the vegetables and green leafies. They are very much good, and all the fruits and vegetables contain good amount of fiber except tubers. So tubers are more of starches, so try to avoid these tubers, like your potato, yam, colocasia. Try to avoid these tubers. And among fruits, few fruits contain higher amount of sugars with which you can put on weight, like your banana, mango, custard apple, grapes. So these are the fruits which we have to avoid. Even mango, the yellow mango, not the green ones. So these are the 5 fruits that are high in sugar, so try to avoid these 5 fruits. All the other fruits can be taken like 100 grams per day. So it can be a whole apple or an orange or a cup of papaya or watermelon. And you can include 250 grams of vegetables every day. So try to include more of vegetables. You can either add it as salads or into cooked form. So try to eat more of salads because they are uncooked forms and you get good amount of fiber from them. Now coming to the next food group, we have fats and oils. So try to choose healthy fats and oils. So prefer plant-based or seed-based oils than that of animal oils. So animal fats includes your ghee, butter, dalda and everything which are made of animal fats. So whereas your plant fats include your cooking oils and nuts and oil seeds. So these are all healthy fats, you can include them, but again oils only half liter per month per person. And now coming to milk and milk products, so you can include skimmed milks or you can include buttermilks, but do not go with creamed milks, whole fat milks or whole fat curds and all. And try to avoid ghee, cheese, your butters. These are all unhealthy fats, so try to avoid this among your milk and milk products. Curds also can be taken, but low fat curd which are made with low fat milk or even low fat curds are also available in the market. You can use them. And now coming to physical activity, at least 30 to 45 minutes of physical activity is very much important per day. So it can be any form of physical activity, walking, jogging, running, skipping, swimming, aerobic exercises or yoga. You can do any form of exercises. Your BMI is more than 35 or so, do not skip. Skipping, cycling and all these can lead to ortho-related issues. So you can go for a brisk walk, that would be fine for you. 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening would be sufficient. So once you are happy with walking and then you lose little weight, then you can try with jogging. So never go for running, skipping or cycling when you are obese. So that may lead to ortho-related issues, so try to avoid those. So we have some precautions which has to be followed for losing weight or to maintain your weight. So the first thing is fix regular meal times. So you have to fix your regular meal times and have your food on that particular time. So some people, they eat breakfast at 11 and lunch at 2 or 3 and dinner somewhere around 11. So try to fix your healthy eating timings. So complete your breakfast by 7:30, 8:30 last, and then you can have your lunch by 1:30 and your dinner by 7:38. See to that there will be an hour gap at least in between your dinner and your sleep time. When you're craving for sweets, go with fruits instead. So when you would like to eat something sweet and all, instead of eating your sweets or chocolates or something like that which are bad, instead go with healthy fruits which are very much better, and prefer fruits than juices, because we strain out fiber in the juice, so whatever is left in the juice is nothing but the carbs. So prefer whole fruits so that you get good amount of fiber from that. And chew more and eat slowly. Some people eat in hurry, so we won't be knowing how much you are eating when you are in hurry. So try to eat slowly and chew a lot. The more we chew, the less we eat. So try to chew a lot and then eat. And do not watch TV or be with gadgets when you are eating. So what happens when you are watching TV or using gadgets when you are eating is your whole concentration goes on to TV or gadgets, and you won't be knowing how much amount are you eating. So try not to watch TV or use gadgets when you are eating. And have good amount of waters, and the plate size also matters. So do not use a big plate, instead use a small plate. So what happens if you use a big plate is, even if you add a lot of food into that, that looks little. So when you take a small plate, even if you add smaller amount of food into that, you feel it as heavy, or you feel it as okay, it's a large amount. So try to use small plates rather than the large plates. Coming to preventive measures, as we all know, a saying that prevention is better than cure. So how do we prevent or overcome obesity? So we can prevent obesity by choosing a healthy lifestyle. So what exactly is a lifestyle and what does a lifestyle include? So it can be your diet, the dietary patterns or the habits which you are following, and physical activity, which is very much important. Stress management, as I said, stress is also a reason for obesity. So try to cut down your stress. You can do it by diverting your mind, either by listening to music or talking to someone or doing meditation, etc. And the fourth thing is medications. So tablets or the treatments which you're going through. So there are many hormonal imbalances conditions nowadays, like your thyroid, PCOD, etc. So if you are using any of the medications, so use them as prescribed by the doctor. So prevention, as I said, is choosing a healthy lifestyle. So we have many clients, those who feel eager in following a healthy diet, then they follow it for a week and then leave it. So there should be a commitment for you to prevent any of the issue. So there should be a commitment. You have to fix that. You have to lose weight. You have to follow a healthy diet. Though there are 100 unhealthy foods in front of you, don't go with them. So there should be a commitment that you have to lose weight. So commitment is very much important, because if you don't get out of obesity, you may land up in many other health issues like your diabetes, cardiac problems, blood pressures, and hormonal imbalances issues like PCODs and thyroids. So better try to maintain your weight. If you are overweight or obese, try to lose your weight. And it can even lead to cancers also sometimes. So what basically happens when you eat junk food, so the oil which they use on street foods is basically the reused oils. So when we cook the same oil again and again, that can even produce carcinogens. So that can lead to cancers also. So try to go with a healthy and happy diet wherein you remain healthy. And finally, I would like to thank Ecrush for consulting me as a speaker for awareness of obesity. Thank you.